Howdy do, folks. Of course, I'm having a catastrophe setting up my gear here because I want to do something a little different. Of course, right out of the gate, we're going to have issues, but like they say in Hollywood, the show must go on. It's just it's like a pivot point on my stand that unfortunately seems to have wore itself out for whatever reason, and it wants to be stubborn. So bear with me, folks. I'm off to a piss poor start here. Figures. I still got a little time anyway. Forgive me for the piss poor start, like I said. This thing is just, I don't know what's going on with my camera stand. I've got to get myself over to Micro Center. Yeah, it's definitely wearing itself out. So to compensate, I'm going to have to do this. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I know there's a lot of shaky cam and all that crap. I know it's irritating and annoying, but the show will go on as planned. Man, this thing just wants to really test my patience today, huh? Well, then again, it's my own fault because I've been distracted with a lot of stuff. So, all right. Man, every time I touch one thing, everything falls over. It's like, geez, yeah, I'm definitely doing one of my typical live streams. It's a shit show right out of the gate. Let me just make some more room here. I thought I prepared for this. I guess not. I hope all you folks are staying nice and warm. I just need me a nice big cup with ice. I got me some Red Bull and I got me some aspirin because my head is killing me. I was trying to help the maintenance guys out there just a little bit because they are out there. I don't know if they're still out there now trying to clear out some of that snow we got, but at least it's melting. It's melting at a good pace, so that's good. Let me just turn the camera here, see what we look like. Sorry about my messy apartment, folks. So I'm definitely going to do a top down. That's what it looks like. As long as I can see the chat, I'll be okay. I just want to clear off my dining room table here a little bit more. I wanted to sit by my window, but my desk won't accommodate. At least I don't think it can accommodate all of the stuff that I've got set up. So let me grab me a cup of ice. to do now is just shift everything over just a little bit so I got some room to work with. Okay. So I got the cassette box out here. Those are the knockoff ones I talked about on the channel not that long ago. The new stickers that they got on them are actually really, really good. Okay. I got the 40th anniversary Soundwave here for comparison, and that's more just for background decoration more than anything. Okay. We got the star of the show right here. Of course, everything is falling down as it normally would. For me, this table really needs to be cleaned. You know what? Let me get a Lysol wipe. I at least want to clean front and center here. Oops. I mean, I'm really in no rush to do this because I've never done a live review before. And of course, live things are going to happen. Got my favorite cassette bot, Rat Bat, right there. I got Laser Beak up on top there. And I got this Rat Bat we can put over here. We do whatever we want. Right, folks? Because we can. I hope you're all doing all right. Good old Charlotte. We got hammered with snow. It's just a little, not going to go too crazy. Just clean up front and center here. But I hope you folks are doing all right. I know I am. I'm a little sore, undeniably. It's because, like I said, I went out there a little bit to help clean up a little bit. Them guys are out there breaking their ass today. Take care of your maintenance guys. Take care of those that hold the door for you. Take care of those that are shoveling snow. Wait for a couple more minutes and we'll get this started, but here we are, the star of the show, Studio Series Soundwave. There is one thing I do want to get. I'm like a bad kid in school. I never come prepared when I do my live streams. It's always like that. And I don't know what happened with these stickers here. Let me get these off of here because I don't want them getting all screwed up. Okay. Yeah, these are the impossible plastic Autobot and Decepticon stickers. Once they adhere themselves to something, that's pretty much it. And I've got all these all of these stickers, Autobot and Decepticon stickers, for a reason. I like the OG stickers, but I like these a lot better, because I'm definitely going to replace or cover that sticker there. I don't like that, where you can't even see the Decepticon symbol. They did that on Galvatron, and I stickered up my Galvatron as a result. I don't like that. It's like Megatron would say, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I can't do Megatron for the life of me, so I might as well just stop while I'm ahead. But once we get Soundwave out, I'm going to put a Decepticon symbol right there. Now the light's already playing games with me. I don't know if it's too early. Yeah, the maintenance guys are out there in full force, man. I just saw one of the golf carts fly by. Yeah, so they're breaking their asses today. I mean, thankfully, thank God that at least my apartment is nice and warm. I have no electrical problems. I got plenty of food, I got plenty of stuff. I don't even think I'm gonna need these. I just don't like the way that the light keeps playing games. Every time I move, I'll keep the LEDs out for now, but as this review progresses, we'll see how it happens, just because it's picking up the background light outside. So let me get my typical Red Bull ready to rock and roll, and we'll get into this live review. I've never done a live toy review before. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I got preoccupied with a lot of stuff, and I did have a really bad headache, which turns out I was correct, that I was overloading on acetylcholine as far as supplements are concerned. And now that I cut back on the fish oil, taking half of the dosage that I was and adjusted everything else, it seems that I balanced myself out, so that dizzy feeling is pretty much gone, which is good. So by the way, my Netflix Soundwave has actually yellowed. I really haven't messed with this guy too much. I've had him sitting up on my shelf, and it's only recently I started messing around with him, and to my chagrin, he's suffering from that same yellowing nonsense that a lot of Transformers toys these days seem to go through. And it's only on certain parts of him. I mean, as this review... Oh, man, these Ravages, man, they just don't want to stand up on their own center of gravity. It's either me or I got big hands. Come on. It's a live stream. Of course this is going to happen. There we go. We're going to have a little fun. Who cares, folks? But yeah, to my chagrin, my Netflix Soundwave, certain parts of it turn yellow, specifically in the elbows. The elbows turn yellow. His hips, they turn yellow. These guys here turn yellow. His long rifle back here has... Oop, of course that's going to fly. Don't you just love it when things go wrong during live streams? Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go. Like Mario would say, yeah, we're going to have some fun anyway. Well, I don't care about perfection. But yeah, this turned yellow. So a lot of... I don't understand why a lot of these Transformers toys, they turn yellow. I don't get it. I really don't get it, but you can see the yellowing right there. It's like my Nike Air Jordans that I talk about here on the channel. It's the same thing, the same problem. I wonder if Retro Bright would fix any of this stuff. And by the way, this Soundwave has gap filler upgrades. You can see those gap fillers right there. You can tell that there are gap fillers in there because look at it. Look at the difference in the back of his legs here. Mine is no different than the rest of yours, ladies and germs. My Soundwave has been victimized by oxidation or whatever the hell that is, whatever chemical reaction has gone down. So I'm going to get the cassettes out of the way here. And we're going to focus on Mr. Wave himself. We'll get him out of the box. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I really wanted to do this yesterday, but I got caught up with a lot of stuff. And, you know, obviously we got a lot of snow come down on us here in Charlotte, which is a rare occasion. Very rare for Charlotte to get snow like that. I mean, I'm a city slicker from New York. But, you know, in the 10 years that I've lived here, I haven't seen snow like this ever down here in Charlotte. So a lot of people are very shocked by it because, well, they're not used to it. I am. But, you know, I took it upon myself to go help clear out some snow, and my pinky toe, I don't know where I hit it or where I banged it, but I ended up hurting my toe as a result. But that's okay. It is what it is. Listen, bruises and bumps and stuff go away. So I'm beginning to wonder, my Soundwave in his box, this is prior to me opening, is crooked as sin. And I wonder if that's why I was able to get this early, because of this. You see him clearly roped up there on his card back. Crooked as sin. He's like Abe Vigoda. He's leaning over, which is funny. But, yeah, let's take a look at the box first and foremost. So we got Studio Series. So I guess they're not calling them Studio Series 86. I guess it's implied. By now, you should know this comes from the 86 movie, supposedly. I mean, there's a clear image right there of the Battle of Autobot City, where Soundwave releases his cassettes, including the first appearance of Rat Bat. There's Autobot City on the side right there. Nothing much on the bottom. The usual stuff up on top. So let's break out Mr. Smith & Wesson. And we'll adjust the camera angle as we see fit. It's not often I get anything early. I don't think this guy is scheduled to be released just yet, but I got my copy pretty early, I have to say. So there he is on his card. I want to look at this first. So, Buzzsaw, Laser, Beacon, Ravage, and I guess that's the instructions. It shouldn't be that difficult to figure out. I mean, he is a Soundwave. Most Soundwaves are fairly simple to transform, but when you flip it around, you got his cassette bots. I don't like that Ravage already. Oh, he's a parts former. Are they all parts formers? Oh no. Of course they are. What else is new? Well, we'll when we get there, we'll take a look at that. So he's definitely a parts former. Let me just pick the camera up here a little bit. Not too thrilled with the parts forming thing. So he's a parts former right off the bat. Let me do a little more camera adjusting here. I've really got to fix this camera stand. There we go. Do the best I can with what I got. That's all you can do in life, right, folks? Let me turn the LED this way, and let me adjust the camera this way, and that way, and a decent way, and over here, over there, you know what I'm saying? All right, there he is, Studio Series Soundwave. Forgive the wonky camera angle, it's just there's a piece of my camera stand here that over time it's worn down, so it doesn't really want to cooperate. So forgive the camera adjusting. Let's free him from these sprues. Is that tape? Yeah, that's tape. Cut them on this side. Okay. There's another one hidden right there. Okay. Right there by his poop chute. All right, now he comes. He's got a little scratch already. Is that on the outside? He's got a little scratch right there. I'm not happy with that already. That sucks. But first impressions after picking him up, not too bad, not too bad. He feels pretty tight so far. But we'll mess around with him as this live stream goes on. Thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody who's participating. I immediately want to cover up that Decepticon emblem because I can't stand when these Decepticon emblems are so damn light that you can't see them. Now I can go one or two ways. I can go with this, with these guys. Or I can go with these guys that will cover it pretty nicely. That tape deck actually feels pretty nice. I can't believe it's got a scratch on it right out of the box. That's disappointing, like almost immediately. That's probably why I'm beginning to theorize. I mean, this channel has grown a lot, but I start to theorize that why certain content creators get their stuff early. It's because of things like this, that they're getting the manufacturing defects. I just wonder if I put what Decepticon symbol should I put on there? I should put a big one on there. I like it. I like these Decepticon symbols when they're big. Let me. Of course, I had a pair of tweezers and they disappeared because live streaming. All right, let's see here. What's a decent looking? Let's put. I want one that looks a little well centered. Does it really matter? Yes, it does, because reasons. Because I'm a Transformers fan, it has to be even. I can't stand it when they put these Decepticon symbols like that. I like my Decepticon symbols very pronounced. Because I'm a boomer and I paid for this out of my own pocket. So if I want to put a Decepticon symbol on his chest, I can do that. I like that a lot better. Oh, that looks so much better. I did the same thing back there with the 40th anniversary Soundwave. He just looks so much better. All right, let's get his swag out of the way. And then we'll start nitpicking him little by little. So we got his little baggie. I know what's going to happen. If I pull too hard, it's going to fly off the table, right? Because live streaming. It's all about having fun, folks. At the end of the day, just got to have a little fun. Who gives a shit, right? There he is next to 40th anniversary Soundwave. Let's get the cassette bots off of this card back. I don't save boxes anymore. Only very few Transformers. There are only a very few Transformers that save the boxes of. But after that, I don't do that no more. Of course, there's 1,000 wraps of tape around this thing because it's a live stream. And I have to fight to get everything out. Oh, there's bits everywhere. Oh, no. What is all of this? We got bits and pieces and all sorts of little kibble falling down. Dog dish kibble. I don't like that Ravage already. I can tell you I'm not going to like this Ravage. I didn't like the other Ravage either from the 40th anniversary because it's a direct reboot of the OG with the only exception that the color scheme is different. I'm not going to like this because I could see it's going to be like the OG. It's going to be parts forming. I mean, you're at the point now you can do something like this. Why would you need the parts form anymore? I mean, yeah, it doesn't have... This laser beak doesn't have his blasters. Come on, focus. Focus. Focus, focus. There we go. I mean, when you can do this with a laser beak, a modern day laser beak, why do you need the parts form? I don't get it. All right, just for the sake of light, let me turn the LEDs around so it doesn't flicker. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, let's bring Studio Series Soundwave front and center, and then we'll put his compatriots back here just for scenery reasons. I mean, he's not bad. He really isn't that bad. So we have his battery slash blaster, which I believe is supposed to come out. We're going to have one of these. Yeah, it's going to be one of those live streams. I could see it already. So there's his shoulder cannon slash battery, which obviously goes up here, and that goes in nice and snug. That looks good. I've really got to say, that looks really nice. I like that. All right, so you kind of, I can see we're going to have to put a little bit of silicone on there, but I was able to get it to come out. So there's his second battery slash weapon slash blaster. Okay. He's got his little index finger there where I guess that's designed to do this. And I've seen content creators position him. All right, so he doesn't have an individual bendy index finger, so you kind of have to maneuver him. Man, my copy's really tight. He's so tight. He's terrible. He's so tight. Okay, so now that this is the first... Okay, he does bend at the elbow like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, he reaches around pretty good for his... you heard what I said? He said reach around. Yeah. yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, so he does do the pushy buttony thing right there for his tape deck, which is cool. So, you know, if you're doing that thing, you can just like that. Oh, that tape deck. Oh, that's awesome. That's an awesome tape deck. How's his articulation? Well, we can see clearly he can flex. He has movement all over the place with his head. It does move up and down, though it's kind of loose. I wonder if that's for the transformation. Usually that's a sign of the transformation right there. So he does say yes. He does say no. Okay, we got the up and down. Clearly we've got all of this going down. We got this going down. As I just demonstrated, he's got that going for him. Does he butterfly? Is this for the transformation? Yes, it is. Okay, good. So he does like the Ultra Magnus thing. He does all this stuff. Man, my copy is really tight, man. Holy cow. I'm afraid to be too aggressive with him. So he does have wrist articulation. His hand does open up, which is cool. The thumb doesn't move unless it's me. No, the thumb doesn't move. So his forefingers do move so that you can give him a gun grip. And of course he does what I just demonstrated. He can do the whole, I can open up my tape deck thing. So you got to maneuver it around to get it in position like that. So that's kind of neat. I'm afraid this kibble's going to fly away. Let me get the camera down here just a little lower. There we go. So I'm a little bit more comfortable. All right. So as you can see right there, yes, he does. He can actually get him to position himself like that. So he opens up his tape deck. That's cool. I like that. I think that's kind of common with most Soundwaves these days. I don't think, now this is based on the old school. This is the 40th anniversary OG Soundwave. I don't think he does that. I don't remember if he does. You can kind of, no, you can't do it with this guy. Yeah, he's got articulation limitations. But he's still a nice looking Soundwave. I mean, you look at the OG reissue, the 40th anniversary, and you look at the Studio Series version, they're very similar, the two of them. And then you look at the Netflix one that's right here. I mean, he's a Soundwave, all right. I mean, again, there's nothing wrong with the Netflix Soundwave. It's just a real shame that it yellows like that. I wish that didn't happen. That sucks. Well, let's get these Soundwaves back here. Give myself a little breathing space here to work with. And we shall press on with our little Soundwaves is review. All right, so let's see. There's his skirt. He's got kibble back here on his rear end, but the Netflix one has that as well. The OG doesn't have that, right? No. He's got a straight up backpack. But they all have backpacks for storage and all that, so that's kind of expected. We see that with Optimus Prime. I'm not going to complain about that. He does do the scissor pose. He scissors. Oh. So he does do the scissor. I guarantee they're going to be, if they haven't made upgrade kits for now for this, I'm sure there will be. That's to be expected. Got a nice knee bend. Even with the skirt on the back here. All right, it does fold up all the way. Okay, so you get all this. You do get the front kick, which is neat. What about the waist? I'm sure, yeah, okay, so he does lean over. So if you want to do the Cybertronian, I guess light post or something, that thing from the first episode, you can do that, so that's cool. Well, we'll get to, when we get to that point, we'll get, we'll see if we can transform into that thing. How's his ankle? Oh, he does have an ankle pivot. He does have, or does he? Okay, so he's got this heel piece here, but that is not for, that's not the stabilizing. That's for the transformation. But he does have ankles, so you can put him in the typical hero poses and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to kind of do one of these, you twist his leg around. Well, he can't see past his blaster, but you get it. That thing, you can kind of like fake it. He's got the ballet pose like always. Turn his leg around. You can't really look up. I think that's the limitation as to how much he can look up. But you can't, oh, he's got a pivot at his waist, so that's cool. So, all right. So you can have him look up and shoot. So he's pretty dynamic. You can pose him dynamically. So that's a huge plus. The backpack doesn't concern me. Every Soundwave has a backpack. I'm sure once I get into the transformation of this guy, it'll reveal itself as to, what this is for, what it does, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Typical Soundwave stuff. I got a feeling it's going to be a straightforward transformation. I'm not really going to dive into the details, but I can see these hinge joints here on his shoulders are going to be a little off. I guess I would have to move the figure to loosen him up a little bit, but let's get his batteries slash guns slash weapons out of the way, and then we'll look at his cassettes after. Let's see if we can figure this out. I mean, he should be a typical... I'm going to guess he's like a typical Soundwave. I'm just going to, you know, noodle around with him here a little bit. By the way, if you're enjoying this live stream, do me a huge favor, folks. Hit that subscribe button. Comment in the comments section of this chat or this live stream. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you to those that have done so already. Hit the bell to receive notifications and check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. The link is down below in the description box of this live stream. Okay, I like this right off the bat. So they do act like batteries, like the old school. The only difference is that when you plug in the battery here, just I got fat fingers, folks. Try to imagine having wearing ski gloves doing this. That's kind of like what it's like having hands like mine handling toys like this. All right, so there he is like that. And again, I'm just noodling around to see if I can figure out the transformation without the instructions. And so you know that I'm not cheating. There's the instructions right there. All right. I mean, it looks like it's going to be another straightforward. I mean, most Soundwaves are pretty much simple anyway. Do I have to push down, or does the hand have to be a certain way? I'm going to assume you have to turn his hand because he's got the pointy index finger. So I'm going to assume... Or is that too fat? Yeah, it's too fat. So I guess maybe you have to put it this way? Backwards? Yeah, okay, so it has to be backwards. All right, so the hand has to be backwards for this to work. Okay, that makes sense. Let me just turn this down here a little bit more so you can see a little bit better, and so can I. There we go. Again, forgive the light flickering. It's just I'm having a conflict. It's sunny outside. And I want to keep my curtains open because that will lower my electric costs as far as natural light and heating is concerned. All right, so he should be a typical Soundwave. I'm going to guess. If I had to guess, all of this is going to have to fold this way. But I'm going to say you have to do that on his rear end. I'm also going to say you would have to do this as well, which I'm going to guess. That's just a guess. Okay. Now again, if he's a typical Soundwave, I'm gonna assume that you take his arms and fold them back like this. That's what most Soundwaves do. And again, I'm not reading the instructions. I'm just kind of noodling around with this thing. Do the batteries have to be a certain way? I just realized that too. Because they do have these slots that have posts on them that marry into here. No, okay. So by deductive reasoning, I'm going to assume that because there are these posts here, that these are probably going to have to, once they sit in their final position back here, they're probably going to have to spin around like this. That's my guess. No. Or they might sit like that. For now, I'm going to put them like this, just because I can. Okay. So we're in Gerwalk mode. I mean, hey, listen, we got pretty far without the instructions so far, right? Now, again, deductive reasoning and observation. Continue observation. All right, so we got his feet. I'm going to take a guess just by design alone. His feet are going to roll like this. Oop, don't break it. We don't want to break brand new Soundwave. That wouldn't be good, man. And I guess all that collapses back on itself. Okay. Try that all again. Flip this out. Make sure that we pull that back this time, because I didn't like that clickety-clack. That got scary. You folks know the struggle, right? When you hear clickety-clack like that, that's usually not a good thing. Now, if he's a typical Soundwave, he's going to Van Dam. He's got a Van Dam this way, which he does. Okay. Ah. All right, so that's where all these posts have to line up. I see. All right, so this has... See this post right here? It has to face backwards because there's a slot right there. So basically, you got to take them. And again, this is just deductive reasoning, fiddling with him. Again, I'm not reading the instructions or anything. So I guess you have... You know what? Let me fold this up or collapse this back again for now. And they have to line up, I'm going to assume. Oh, there's a post here and a slot there. Which all of this has to just meet up. And I'm not going to force it or anything. Come on. It wants to go in, but I don't want to push it. Wait, I'm missing a step. Something's... Oh, wait, hold on now. I am on the right track, but shouldn't... Oh, wait a second. I think I went a little too far ahead of myself. Shouldn't... Because there's a dial on there, like the old Soundwave has. Hold on. I might have to get a prying tool. Okay, let me reopen. Because this suggests that's a dial. That should be on the outside, shouldn't it? I'm going to say, all right, I think I know what this is here. I'm going to say that I jumped the gun a little bit. Here's what I think, if I'm correct. Does it? Oh, it does push out. Ah, okay. But I think that's more for his robot mode. So, if he's got this panel on there, obviously... I had to think about this for a minute. So he's got that fake dial on there. Why would that be there? All right, so clearly this foot goes like that. But this doesn't turn. Again, I don't want to break it. I'm just kind of like noodling here. It doesn't go in the other direction, does it? No, all right. I'm not going to force it. If it doesn't want to move, I'm not forcing anything. Just want to make sure. So I'm going to push his leg out of the way. All right, so it does lock like that. So by reasoning, all right, so I see the R. So this probably all has to just collapse like that. There's just by design, by looking at it, it just doesn't make sense because of that. That doesn't make sense at all. It really doesn't make sense at all. Because that dial, I guess they put that on there more for nostalgia reasons, I think. But this should all collapse in on itself. And I don't want to... there it is. Click. All right, so that goes there. Then this locks down. Aha. It's just my copy is super, super tight. That's what it feels like. It's just a me thing. It's all about me. And again, I'm just doing this by deductive reasoning and noodling with it. It's really not a hard transformation. It's just figuring out what goes where. So, all right, so we got that looking like that. Clearly, this has to come out. So again, I got the Patriot Prime-esque tweezers there. I want to open this panel, pull the foot back out, and push his kneecap, or actually his shin, in. Okay, then you fold this up. So this is a very particular step you have to do. Okay, that makes sense to me. You can't push his foot all the way down because then it jams this up. Okay, that's understood. Then you kind of have to worm, and this is the scary part because, again, my copy is very tight. Okay, there we go. And then you have to slot that just like that. Okay. And then last but not least, you got to fold this out. And this was his butt kibble. And that's it. This can't be right because... What are these? Oh, I skipped a step. Ah, okay. See, that's what I mean, folks. There we go. Okay. So yeah, all right. I skipped a step. I take that back. I'm sorry. I take it back. So this has to come out. So, and then it fits in. That's why I was having such a hard time with it. Okay. That makes more logical sense. So we kind of have to just fiddle with it until everything kind of fits into place. All right. Now it's a lot easier. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So I apologize. There we go. That goes like that. That goes like that. It's very clickety-clackety. When you lock everything in, it does lock in pretty neatly, I've got to say. I mean, there is some kibble here and there that you can see. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you have it sitting as a stationary cassette deck, I don't see the problem. I mean, listen, you're never going to conceal kibble on these robots. A lot of these obsessive compulsive new age, you know, and I'm a G1er, old school G1er. I grew up with this stuff as a kid, and I'm not here to bash or berate anybody. You know, obviously we're at a point where we're passing the torch down to, you know, the younger fans and all that stuff. To me, I mean, here's the 40th anniversary Walmart. I believe this was the Walmart exclusive Soundwave. You know, it's based on the OG. And I tell you what, let me transform the OG. I mean, obviously the transformation on this guy is going to be a lot more simple. Look how nice and clicky that is. Oh, isn't that nice and clicky? But you know, you look at the Studio Series and you look at this guy. I mean, see, again, you're going to see kibble up there. You see the back of his head. You see his screw. You know, you have to kind of, well, back in the day in Japan, in Takara time, or, you know, when this was a Takara product before it was imported here, you know, you can actually clip this on your belt line. That's a feature. I don't think that's on here. That's kind of a shame. No, I don't see anything that would suggest that there would be a clip. I mean, he's meant to be a brick. But, I mean, listen, you're going to have kibble. I mean, the Studio Series is a thick boy. But I'd rather have a nice thick boy than this. I mean, you can argue that this is potentially more accurate. See, here's what threw me off, because I saw those gears on the side and all that, and you see the OG reissue here. And it's got the gears, it's got the switches, all that kind of stuff. This doesn't really have that, which that's a lost opportunity. But, you know, compared to the OG, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to bother transforming the Netflix Soundwave. Let me take a little bit of a swig of the Red Bull, like always. Okay. Now, I've got the new cassettes for Studio Series Soundwave, but I want to experiment a little bit. I want to see, are they backwards compatible with each other? That would be interesting. Let's see here. And to me, I think this is the best Laserbeak for this scale because there's no parts forming. So this is for, I believe this is for Netflix, right? I think it's going to be too tiny. I mean, you could fake it and stick it in there, but if you leave it in there and you allow it to dangle and all that kind of stuff, it's probably just going to scratch up the inside of your Soundwave. Oh, so does it fit? Look at that. Okay. So the War for Cybertron Laserbeak is backwards compatible with Studio Series, but it is not compatible with the original G1, which now begs the question, here's Laserbeak, the Studio Series one. No, same thing. So, all right, that answers my question. So it is not backwards compatible with the OG Soundwave of any kind. The window's too big. So he exclusively takes the OG cassettes. All right. So let me transform him and get him out of the way. I answered that question. That was something I was curious about this release. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the Masterpiece ones. If you have any experience with the Masterpiece ones, feel free to let me know in the comments. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes my hot dog fingers tend to be a little too rough for the camera. All right, so I love the fact that this guy is still clickety-clackety. That's because I really don't mess around with these. They're essentially statues to me. So forgive me for that. We'll get OG Soundwave out of the way. All right, so that answered my question. So when it comes to the OGs, we can pretty much push OG Laserbeak out of the way. We can get, well, these are knockoffs, so we can get the knockoff. Laserbeak is native to the 40th anniversary Soundwave. Just like this Ravage and that Laserbeak. So I answered my own questions with these. So that's not going to fit. So we might have to bring Netflix Soundwave into this, which I really don't want to do because he's like, that yellowing. I'm just worried I'm going to make it worse. Now I do have War for Cybertron, Rumble, and Frenzy, which I did buy upgrade kits for, and I got Ratbat separately on his own. So here is the Netflix Laserbeak, and I got Ravage inside of him right there. But does Studio Series Laserbeak fit inside this guy here? And the answer is, and I'm not going to force it. If it doesn't go, I'm not going to force it. And surprisingly, oh no, he's not going to open. That's a tight fit. I don't know if that's worth it to you folks. Let's try Ravage. Studio Series Ravage. I mean, in theory, these really aren't cassettes. They're like just mini robots that you stick in his chest. All right, so with Ravage, he opens, kinda. I mean, it does fit. I mean, it's a little fiddly. I guess it depends on which position you put them in. That's what she said. But I think if you mess with it too much, you're going to scratch the inside of the Netflix Soundwave. So I don't know if I would recommend that too much, but they seem to me with the cassette bots so far. And now here's the Studio Series Ravage. Jeez. Between the Studio Series Ravage and the Netflix one, oh, I don't like this. I don't like that at all. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know if it's worth doing. You don't want to scratch up your Netflix Soundwave. Yeah, I know it's got issues with the yellowing and all that stuff, but what kind of kibble do we got here? Let's take a look at all this robot kibble on my table here, and then we'll mess around with this guy a little bit more. And this rat bat's just like the G1. Man, my freaking hands. Get the cassette bots out of the way. So there is parts forming here. I don't like that. I'm gonna. This is obvious. This has to be Ravage's stuff. So if we have holes on the bottom, I have to assume the missiles have to line up with those holes. So that means that this is the bottom, this is the top. I assume, just deductive reasoning tells me that. Okay. And then you have two sets of weapons for Laserbeak and Buzzsaw. And again, just deductive reasoning tells me. Just want to look at both of these. They're both the same top and bottom, right? Well, there's like little. I guess it doesn't matter. You really have to be looking at this stuff. So it's going to be like that. That's what that looks like to me. I don't like the fact that you got kibble like this, because when your parts forming, you're going to have to store this somewhere. Now I have to assume, can I do this? I guess you can store one set of weapons there. I mean, to make them look. I mean, if you're going to have, you know, the mini bots or the cassette bots out, I guess you can store their weapons here on his back, I think. That's what it looks like to me. God, I don't like this at all. I don't like the fact that you got to parts form these guys. When you can do this, why do you need to do this? I get the whole spiel that you want things to be accurate, but you know, you're sacrificing I mean, you know, you could lose these parts. That's basically what I'm trying to say, you know, if you're not paying attention. So I guess these would go here. If you want to, I'm not going to, oh, oops, wrong. I might not be able to put this in there because of that. I mean, theoretically, yeah, you can put it like that, I guess. You want to have like a freaking air-to-ground missile silo? There you go. Now, let's look at the cassette bot. So we got him in his cassette mode. Now, again, I got Earthrise, well, War for Cybertron, Rumble, Frenzy, and Ratbat upgraded. I want to get these. Let's get his pile drivers off his arm. We'll try Frenzy. Now, I haven't taken these off in a while. It's no surprise that they're very stiff. So, again, we got some parts forming going on with these guys, too, you see? By right, I really should glue these down, but, yeah, God, you have to take these off. to take this off. If I glue this down, I'll never be able to get this off again. That's the crummy part with the parts forming. All right, so you got this. I forgot how to do this now. I haven't transformed these guys in a hot minute. If I remember correctly, they should behave like their G1 counterparts. I think, yeah, it goes like that. And these are supposed to turn down, and they're supposed to marry into the legs, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the legs go in first. Then the arms go in. So that you got that going. Yeah. Yeah, you could tell I really don't mess with my stuff too much. But I'm doing this for all of you because why not? So there's Frenzy. And yes, I'm Team Red Frenzy. Unsubscribe! Unsubscribe! Team Red Frenzy. So does it fit in Studio Series? Yes, he does. Look at that. There you go. So in theory, you have all the bots. If you have the War for Cybertron, Rumble and Frenzy, they do work on Studio Series 86 Soundwave. So that's good. And we'll bring back Netflix Soundwave here just to prove a point. I mean, my copy is a little tight. She's nice and tight. That's what she said. Ah. There we go. So, there you have it. So, it is backwards compatible with Netflix Soundwave. So, Studio Series Soundwave does take these cassettes. He accepts them. So, that's cool. I like that. That's awesome. All right, let's see Hasbro's stupidity when it comes to kibble management, when it comes to Laserbeak and Buzzsaw. We have to see them in their robot forms. Why couldn't they? Oh, I see what they did here. I mean, this is pretty straightforward, but still, I think they could have made some kind of compromise with the bird bots. And the head is stiff. That's what she said. It's not a bad looking Laserbeak. Now, I've seen guys bend this up over here. I don't think it was intended to be bent up here. I'm not going to do that because I'm not breaking my copy. I see certain content creators doing it. I mean, I'm not doing it. Not going to do it because if I break it, I'm going to go into an old-fashioned NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, 80s kid road rage thing, something or other. I'm not doing that. Sorry. And then I guess these go here. Yes. I mean, yeah, he's a good Laserbeak. But, I mean, where's Buzzsaw? Let's take a look at Buzzsaw. I want to get him transformed too. This way I can compare him to War for Cybertron Laserbeak. I already like War for Cybertron Laserbeak a lot more. I can tell you right now. Yeah, these have cartoon correct aspects to them that make them a little bit more accurate. I see what Super Robot Ed was talking about. He modified his and cut these down here so you can put this dude's head down. But I'm not going to do that with these. I'll be honest, I think these are ugly. I really think they're ugly. They're not bad, but they're just Well, the OG Laserbeak and Buzzsaw, they were parts formers too. So I mean, we have to excuse that. Okay, there. All right, so we got Buzzsaw and Laserbeak. Do they look more cartoon accurate in their alternate forms? Yes, undeniably so. But when you look at what they can do with this, that's the War for Cybertron. That's the Netflix Laserbeak. I prefer this because there's no parts forming. Now, he could be a little stubborn at times, and I don't want to break my copy. His weaponry tends to pop out sometimes only because of my fat sausage fingers. So he wants to be stubborn again. That's why we have tweezers, so we don't break them. You kind of have to like muscle him out of there. Again, that goes to show how many times I've transformed these. A lot of these are still stiff. That's what she said. But here, I mean, even though he doesn't have his blasters here on the rear canopy, at least you can do this when you put him in flight mode. You can have his head look like that. I'm going to have to take some not magic marker, take some rubbing alcohol and get that tattoo off of there. But, I mean, he's got the Decepticon symbol on his head. He can look down. He can look up. He can fold his wings back. I mean, if they would have added a bend in here up and down, that would have been kind of neat. I like the War for Cybertron Laserbeak a lot more. I think it fits a lot better with this guy, only because there's no parts forming. Is it inaccurate to the cartoon? Arguably, yes. I like this better. As far as War for Cybertron Rat Bat's concerned, if the others can fit inside both of these cassette inside Soundwave here, these cassette bots can fit. I'm not going to waste my time transforming him. Let me get Frenzy all set back up here. God, imagine when this was originally released. Look how awful this looks by himself. With no pile drivers, no weapons, no nothing. Look at this. That's awful. But at least, you know, with the upgrade kits, you can kind of fix that. So I'll put his pile drivers back on his arms there. I think that's a huge, huge improvement, to be honest with you, if you want to put them on display. Oh, excuse me, folks. Whew. Okay. It's just with many bots like this with the parts forming, you really got to be careful what you do. It's my only concern. I mean, the engineering over the years, since I'm a kid, since Transformers came out back in the 80s, is way, way, way better than when it was. But you just gotta watch, because if you're fat-fingered like me, did this go inside or outside? I forget. That's what she said. It goes inside. I don't think it really matters, does it? Yeah, it goes like that. And then that goes like that. And then these go like this. The parts forming, man, that's the one thing that scares me about owning modern figures. Really scares me owning modern figures. So that should be like that. Okay. So there's Frenzy. Yes, I am Team Red Frenzy. Do we really have to look at... Oh, God, Ravage. Ravage is the one that irritates me the most. Again, if you can do this for War for Cybertron, why would you parts form this guy? It doesn't make sense. Hasbro, why would you do this? I mean, I get you have to keep the copyright going on these characters by constantly reissuing them, but God, guys, oh, this is ugly already. I could see what this. Oh no, oh no, really? Oh no! Don't tell me you got to do what I think you got to do. Yes, yes, this is a parts former. Oh God, no. Wait a minute here. What am I doing? So his arm. All right. So his legs fold out first. Okay. And then what? So, okay, his arms fold out like that, which means, ugh, so you gotta turn him around like this? Ew, that's ugly. No, wait, his legs go like this. This is gonna take me a little to figure out. Oh, he is a parts former. You suck, Ravage. All right, so then you have to spin all this around. It's just this copy's really tight. Oh, God, look at that. That's awful. No, why? Hasbro, why would you do this? Oh, is that ugly? Did I get this wrong? Yeah, I got it wrong. What did they do? Oh, that's his tail. Wait a minute. Ew. Ew. Oh, is that ugly? Wait a second. I'm glad I did this as a live stream and not as a full form review, because this thing is like, no, don't tell me he plug it into his dirty hole. Oh no, look at how ugly this looks. Dude, this is gross. And he, oh God, why? Why would you do that, Hasbro? All right, now I got to remember how to transform Netflix Ravage here. It's been a while since I did this, so I think I could figure this out. It's pretty easy. I think he folds in on himself, but I think you have to get his legs out of the way first, if I remember correctly. Now again, I know this my cassette bots are pretty stiff because I don't play with these. Once I go up on my shelf, that's pretty much it, unless I get super bored. But I gotta remember how to do this. I know his head. Well, this is all supposed to fold like that, right? That folds like that. That folds like that. I'm forgetting something, aren't I? This is supposed to come out. Yes, okay. Then this spins. Okay, so you have to extend his legs like that. Fold this down. Then you extend his head. Okay, it just takes me a while to remember. Ah, okay, I'm wrong. So then these have to completely spin. Oh man, my stomach is growling, boy. I need to eat some lunch. I didn't eat anything today, to be honest with you folks. And then this folds down, if I remember correctly, right? I forgot how his legs go. There's a trick to this, and I forgot. Oh, I have to roll. How did I? Oh, I forgot how to do this now. Give me a second, folks. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. All right, so that does go like that. His legs go down like that. That's supposed to extend out like this. And then I forgot. I think his legs roll. They're supposed to roll. this way, I think. I don't remember. Ew. No, they don't. Okay, you gotta bear with me here, folks. I forgot how to do this. Okay, so those go down. It doesn't spin. I forgot how to. No, that's for the transformation. The legs are supposed to fold inside and out. And that's supposed to extend, right? Ah, you click them in place and then you roll his legs around. Okay, I forgot. Again, forgive the old man, he forgets sometimes. All right. There it is. Okay. Now I got it. He's a goofy looking Ravage, but you know, at least he's not a parts former. At least they tried with this Ravage. I don't know. I mean, if you want to be a stickler for non-parts forming, this is your Ravage right here, the War for Cybertron one. These, they do look like they're cartoon models a bit. But if you want to go the non-parts forming route, I know this Ravage is ugly. But if you were to take away the Studio Series ones, for me, that would be my Ravage. That would be my Laserbeak. And here's my Rumble and Frenzy to complete the Studio Series Soundwave. That's what I would do. Oh, and then, of course, Ratbat, which I got right there in the post-movie era. And I got the 3D printed upgrade for Ratbat as well. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. That's all right. Doesn't have to be perfect as long as it gets the job done. So for me, this would be my ideal setup if I didn't want parts forming. I mean, unfortunately, with Rumble and Frenzy here, I've got the upgrade kits for the two of them. You have to parts form with them. The OGs were like that, which are right there. They all parts form. Nothing you could really do about it. I prefer this Rumble. I'm sorry. I prefer this Ravage and this Laserbeak over this guy here. Even though he does look a lot better, I think this would be my personal ideal setup for Studio Series Soundwave. That's just me. I wonder... Now, I don't have any Masterpiece figures. I wonder if the Masterpiece cassettes are backwards compatible as well. I mean, I don't know, folks. I really don't know how to feel. I mean, again, they tried to go for cartoon accuracy, but there's a problem. It's you're held back right here from putting his head down. So we got Buzzsaw. He can't put his head down. When you come over here to War for Cybertron Laserbeak, there's no parts forming. He can look up, he can look down like this, and he can put his head straight. This, to me, is the far superior Laserbeak. With the only exception being is that, you know, the top of the wings here aren't inaccurate. I would still prefer this. I wonder if Toy Hacks has a sticker sheet that I can cover up those wings. I'm sure they do. So that this way you can get this detail here. I'm going to look on their website and see. It's Toy Hacks, for God's sakes. I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, if I were to pick my squad for Studio Series Soundwave, it's this. And by default, because the War for Cybertron cassettes fit the Studio Series Soundwave, they're interchangeable. You can technically make all 5 of these part of your Netflix Soundwave or your Studio Series Soundwave. So that's kind of neat. So there's a lot more playability there. You know, if you want to wear down your Netflix Soundwave, I mean, obviously you see mine yellowed on the thighs and on his other robot bits. You can interchange your little army here, which is kind of neat. I like that. I mean, again, I'm not all for the parts forming. I really should glue these down, to be honest with you, because I'm always afraid. But then again, if I pull on this too hard, I know it's going to happen. I'm going to break them. Because I know I got that luck. And I don't want to break these. I got that kind of luck with my sausage fingers. I got kielbasi fingers. I haven't had good kielbasi in a long time. I'll be honest with you. I do got a ton of turkey dogs in my fridge, though. I love turkey. It's been a staple of my diet for well over a year now, so. But, I mean, you know, it is what it is, folks. I mean, I love the OG Walmart exclusive Soundwave because it really harkens back to my childhood. Having the knockoff cassette bots really bring it up a notch. And, of course, you know, I've got the 2 cassettes that did come with that Soundwave over there, the Laserbeak and Ravage, which I like a lot better. I don't like, to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of like all the chrome stuff, although for cartoon accuracy, as far as this Ravage is concerned, it omits all the cassette details on there, but it is what it is. But, I mean, you can interchange that Ravage for the OG Ravage, which is fine. But for me, I tell you what, I'm going to move Netflix Soundwave out of the way. This would be my squad for Studio Series 86 Soundwave. I get what they were trying to do with Laserbeak and Buzzsaw here. To me, it was executed very poorly. They could have did something where, you know, I don't think they had the room. Now that I'm looking at this, yeah, they wouldn't have the room. That they could have avoided parts forming like they did with that Laserbeak there. But I get why they did this. But to me, it was very poor. This is very poorly executed, in my opinion. You may disagree with me. That's fine. But, and they really, the more, you know, I hate to even say this. The more they try to push for accuracy, I think they tend to lose out on a lot of stuff. You're pushing accuracy so hard to stroke the yokes of a lot of fans out there. Actually, his feet have to go in first. Sorry about that. Got it going on the order. See, because it's just a mini robot. It's not a cassette. It's a mini robot. At least with the OG stuff, they kind of tried to make them look like cassettes, but they're just mini robots in his chest. This would be my mini army. So let's get Soundwave transformed here back into his robot mode. So it should be exactly the same. So obviously, well, it should be a little bit more loose now that I've messed around with him. And it's a pretty simple transformation, as you all seen if you've been watching. By the way, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001, which, by the way, my eBay customers have been really, really good. I did get another order today. I have 3 orders I need to get out the door. Hopefully, once the snow melts a little bit more, I do have 3 orders that need to leave. I've already messaged my customers to let them know there's definitely going to be a delay because I'm not going to be wading through snow. I already did that today, and I'm like, ugh. Look what happened with my pinky toe. If you actually watch if you watch my YouTube short, I was out there trying to help the maintenance guys there a little bit. And whatever it was that I hit or bumped into or kicked by accident, because I lost my balance there, my pinky toe on my right foot got a little bruised. It did. So this folds out. These can technically operate like rocket packs too. It's yeah. Come on. Yeah, my copy's like super, super tight. Like I just don't want to pull on anything. And then this whole apparatus. Come on. Again, I don't want to break nothing. I don't know why this doesn't lock in. This doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, that closes up, but why does this not lock? That's going to be something to look out for, is this. I got a feeling this backpack is going to be the Achilles heel of this guy, because I'm pushing and pushing, and I don't want to break him or stress it or anything. But he just kind of this folds up into his torso, so you want to be aware of that. At least, unless I'm doing something wrong, it just folds up. So, oh yeah, we got to spin this around, and then reverse engineer his legs. So, obviously that goes like that. That goes like that. These doors open up. See, there's the switch and the dial I was talking about. But what's the point of putting that detail on there? I know you're trying to make the G1ers happy, and I am a G1er myself, but I think that was poorly executed. If you're going to put a detail like that and then hide it in the cassette mode where it's needed, that's like a minor nitpick. I'm not concerned about things like that, but don't put a detail like that if you're not going to execute it correctly. I think that's off just a little bit. Oh, I forgot something here. Hold on now. Getting ahead of myself. I'm going to push these out. Go in there, push this out. You got secret compartments where you can hide your green stuff that you could potentially smoke. You know what I'm talking about. Soundwave has hidden compartments just for that. But we're almost there, folks. Almost back in robot mode. Yeah, my copy's really, really tight. So that's good. Now, here's the part that got me frustrated before. It's his blaster. Yeah. All right. It'll loosen up over time. So, I think third parties are already working on gap fillers for this Soundwave. Actually, speaking of blaster, let me go grab mine. I have the first run blaster from War for Cybertron. So, hey, there's my Hispanic buddies that live on the other side of the property. They got handfuls of beer. The cerveza, of course. What do you call it? Coronas. They got. Where is blaster? Now here he is. Okay. Now this is the first run of blaster that does not have the. This has the clear door on it. It doesn't have the concealed door. So that's the first one with the clear. I believe this is what? Rewind or eject? I forget what he's called, but who cares? So there he is next to Blaster. And I tell you what, they size up pretty well next to each other. I love this Decepticon sticker so much more. It sticks out. I'm sure Toy Hacks will probably come up with a sticker for this guy to cover that up. I did see a couple content creators already talking about having sticker sheets from Toy Hacks to make him more G1 accurate. I'm not going to do that because I think it's more, or toy accurate, I should say. I think he looks a lot better without the toy stickers. If you ask me, that's just my opinion. Man, I need to have something to eat. It's 4 o'clock already. I didn't have food yet. I didn't even have lunch. Oops. Well, me and my heavy-handed mauling. They look good next to each other. For what it is, you put these guys up on a shelf, you want to have dueling cassette wars and stuff, you can definitely do it. Can we do this? Just realized. I'm not going to force it. I can feel him getting stuck already, and I'm not going to. Well, it does eject, but you got to force them in and out of there, and I don't want to scratch that plastic, so it's not worth it. Here on Blaster, it doesn't really matter too much, but again, I don't want to force the issue. So, but next to Blaster, Studio Series Soundwave looks excellent, man. I mean, the Netflix Soundwave is nothing to scoff at either, to tell you folks the truth. It's a really nice Soundwave. But again, with the kibble that's on there and the greebles and all that kind of thing, if you're looking for cartoon accuracy, Studio Series is definitely the way to go. And there you have it. There you have it. He looks, God, man, he looks good. He looks really, really good. Let me just adjust his feet here a little bit. And he stands up on his own 2 feet, which is good. You don't have to worry about any weird stuff going on with him. He'll probably rattle around a little bit on a shaky table, but who cares? That's like a minor nitpick. But I'll be honest with you here, folks. I'm happy with this purchase. I'm very happy with this pickup. Doesn't get any better than Studio Series Soundwave. The Netflix Soundwave is okay, but again, you know, mine, like many others out there, and I've seen other content creators talk about this, the yellowing has happened on mine, unfortunately. It's not a bad Soundwave. I was able to find one of these out in the wild, fortunately. But again, you know, it's a real shame that, you know, you're paying all this money for these toys. It's just like Nike Air Jordans. And you guys and gals know, if you're watching the channel or subscribed to the channel or any of that stuff, you know that I collect Nike Air Jordan sneakers, and certain sneakers, especially the Air Jordan 4s, tend to yellow, especially on the mesh. So it's a shame that that's like that. I don't think it's going to happen to Soundwave here. So, and I'm hearing the Studio Series Thundercrackers already starting to have yellowing issues. Isn't that lovely? I don't know if I'm going to pick up Studio Series Thundercracker because it's just, I don't know. So, I've chosen my army for Soundwave here. Your best bet, if you're looking for a little bit more cartoon accuracy with Studio Series Soundwave, you know, you can get Rumble and Frenzy here. Mine are upgraded, of course, with their pile drivers. Then I got the upgraded Ratbat, War for Cybertron, Ravage, and Laserbeak work really well with this guy. And again, they're backwards compatible, which is awesome. But for me, if I were to choose my mini bots to have with Studio Series Soundwave, this is what I would choose. I'm not saying that the Laserbeak and Buzzsaw that came with this guy is bad. It's just the accuracy problems that I see and the parts forming. If you can do this with Laserbeak, it doesn't make sense to continue to parts form when you don't have to. That's my only gripe. And again, why, oh why did they stop his head from coming down like this? This is another thing. Why did they make this choice? I get this is for the transformation, but I think they could have did something better where you can like have his wings go up and down like Ratbat here, for example. But this is a symptom of the transformation and nothing else. So I don't know, folks. I mean, each to their own. You do what you want with yours. I know I'm being a little hypercritical here, but it is what it is, what it is. So again, here are the Studio Series. Here's the Studio Series Ravage. I don't know about that Ravage. I know this one has weird proportions and is wonky, but this guy is just ugly. From the side, he looks good, but I can't believe you have to parts form him to get that tail. I don't know. I don't know, folks. Well, that's it. There's not much more to say. I'm completely content with this guy. I have no problems with this Studio Series Soundwave other than just the minor nitpicks that you may find. Again, I am a G1er. Some of you may disagree with my hot takes on this, but to me, if I were to omit these three right here, this would be my Soundwave cassette bot army. It's cool that they're backwards compatible. I like that you can switch between a Netflix Soundwave and Studio Series Soundwave. You can't do that, unfortunately, with the OG. But hey, man, he looks good. He looks really, really good. So I'm going to push Rat Bat up just a little bit. There you have it, folks. My very first live review of anything pretty much here on the channel. I mean, it's not like doing a box break or anything like that. But at least I don't have to edit anything. That's the lazy way of saying, I don't care. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for checking out this live stream. I hope you're all staying warm, and I hope you all dig yourselves out of the snow. I know down here where I live here in the Carolinas, just be a little bit careful. Check on the elderly. You know, if somebody's stuck in their car or something, you know, don't be a dick. You know, help people out if they need it. I just want to get him. Yeah, you have to be very specific with his arm movements to. Let me do this off camera. I'm afraid something's going to snap or break or whatever. Come on. Come on, I thought Soundwave was superior. There we go, okay. Yeah, my copy is just ridiculously tight. I'm very afraid to, like, move him. He looks freaking awesome. Oh my God, man. The accuracy on this guy is incredible. Look at that, especially with the red eyes and the mouth plate. That just looks amazing. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, if you see, you know, any elderly people or anything like that, you know, don't be a dick. You know, go help out somebody. You know, it really, really helps. And that's it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box of this live stream and every video and short that I upload here on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. This was a lot of fun. It was relaxing. You know, I'm happy I don't have to like sit here and edit a video. It's just as is, you know. So now I'm gonna have me some food. I'm starving. Again, ladies and gentlemen, definitely take care and have a good day. And like I said, stay warm. It is very cold outside. Oh, there is one more thing I do want to try before I end this live stream. I just noticed. Is there a way? Is there a way to do it? Can you fake it if you turn? Oops. All right, let's get the mini bots out of here because they're not going to cooperate. Can I do it with this laser beak? Will it work? You can fake it. Check that out. Boom. That's cool. I mean, it's not really proper. I mean, he does fit Soundwave's arm if you manipulate his arm. But look at that. You can get Laserbeak to sit on Soundwave's arm. That's kind of neat. There you go. You never know where you're going until you get there. So, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's how you fake it. You're going to have to, like, pose them like that because this Laserbeak has no place to port in that I see. I'm just looking around. I want to double check. There's nothing. I mean, if you put his arm in a natural position, can you do this? I don't know. What about his? Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah, so if you want to fake it, you're gonna have to turn his arm around like this, and then take the War for Cybertron Laserbeak or Netflix Laserbeak, and there's no true port on this side, but you could do this at least. You can stick it in the hole, put it in the dirty hole, and there you go. You can fake it. It's not quite proper, but there you go. So, well, at least you could do that. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of neat. I might just display this Soundwave just like that. But, and what's cool, you can even lower his arm a little bit too, which kind of makes it a little bit more realistic. You kind of want him to appear to be just a little, not kind of like this. Oh, it doesn't work. I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to force it if it can't go in all the way. And if I can get him just to, oh, look at that. Oh, yes, you can peg him in if you do that. I mean, it's kind of cheating, but Laserbeak brings news. Playback. Oh, I can't do a Soundwave voice for the life of me, but you could fake it. There you go. You got to spin his arm around in such a way and spin his fist around in such a way that you can fake pose Laserbeak where he's more stable and he won't fall. So there you go, folks. Nice, neat little trick. I coined it. I discovered it. Who cares, folks? Who cares? I'm not out here to get credit for anything. But all right, folks, I'm done. I need to eat. So there you have it, Studio Series Soundwave. Let's take one more good look at him, and we will call it a day. We're going to put Blaster and Netflix Soundwave next to him. And we'll actually put the OG right behind him. Man, I'm not having any luck with these mini bots. I just keep knocking them down. So we got the OG right there behind him. We got the whole gang. So thank you, everybody. Like I said, thank you for checking out this live stream. Thank you to my eBay customers. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my eBay store. The Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box of every video, short, and live stream that I upload here on YouTube. You ladies and gentlemen are awesome. I really, really, really appreciate it, folks. I had a good time doing this. It's nice to do reviews where I'm not stressed out, where I can just be myself and, do this in the proper without editing or any of that kind of stuff. And you get to see it in real time and all that. But that's it. Not much more to say. Studio Series Soundwave, man, pulls it off. And to me, just one more time, if you want the ultimate Studio Series Soundwave army, at least for me, we got my upgraded Rumble and Frenzy here. We have War for Cybertron, Laserbeak, that I have now discovered a way you can actually plug him into Soundwave's arm, which is cool for display. So, And then we have War for Cybertron, Netflix Ravage there, upgraded Ratbat. So that's my army, my Soundwave army, my primary army for my display, I think. It might be time to retire him or sell him off on eBay. We'll see what happens, but still a good Soundwave, just the yellowing is annoying. All right, folks, I'm going to start repeating myself. I'm starving. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. I'm your host, the Carolina Collector, and I will see you all very, very soon. Take care.